Hey guys, D1sco here, and today I'm going to be reading the update 7.4.0 update for Dead by Daylight. Now, some of this I've gone over before because this is the PTB stuff, but they usually sprinkle something new in as well. So let's do it. Content. New killer, the good guy. Killer power. The good guy has two separate modes. He can switch between normal mode and IDH mode. Due to his short height, the good guy also has a fixated third-person camera position above and behind him, giving the player a better view of his surroundings. Which is very strange because every other killer except for him is first person. Even Victor from Twins is first person, but for whatever reason, Chucky was made third person. I think first person could have worked for him, but I understand why they didn't do that. The third person is nice because you can get a better sense of your surroundings, but it's also just kind of interesting because he's the only killer that has that power, that has that like ability of, because he's third person, the player can see a lot more. But it's still pretty cool. He's also made much shorter than other killers, making him very stealthy. Which is true. He is very short. He's shorter than even Sadako, who's the only other killer marked short. I think Victor probably is shorter than. They're probably around the same height. Maybe, I'm not sure. However, he leaves fading footfalls behind as he walks. And I believe the fading footfalls was like a compromise of because of how stealthy he is from his short height. And they're not terrible. They kind of look like he steps. It kind of looks, just because based on how footfalls look, it kind of looks like he steps in paint and is just running around putting like painted footprints everywhere, but it's still fun. Special ability, Heidi Home mode. Just press the secondary power button to enter Heidi Home mode for 14 seconds. While in this mode, the killer is undetectable and distraction, illusionary footfalls, and audio are spawned across the map. And yeah, Heidi Home mode's pretty fun. It's pretty good. I like it for like the stealth value and that. Plus, there's more for like illusionary footfalls. She can mess with people a bit more, like with like Doctor's illusions. Special ability, special attack. Sorry, Brett looked at the wrong thing. Slice and dice. While in Heidi Hell mode, press and hold the power button to charge up a slice and dice attack. When fully charged, you automatically dash forward at high speed, triggering an attack at the end. Because the attack at the end is like he runs and then he kind of like jumps up a bit and like strikes with it. The power button can be released during the dash to perform the attack early. My biggest I like I like Slice and Dice. My biggest complaint about it, however, is how hard it is to maneuver. It's kind of like Billy when he's doing his chainsaw dash in that regard. It's pretty hard to like turn as Chucky when he's running. So that's something that I personally need to get more practice with so I can get used to it. Special ability scamper. When you are near a vault or pallet, press the interaction button to scamper through it quickly without breaking it. Yeah, you go underneath the pallet instead of like breaking it. But if you have the hard hat and you combine it with scamper, the pallet will just break once you're done. So let's go perks. Hex 2 can play. Anytime you are stunned or blinded by a survivor for free 2 times. If there is no hex totem associated with this perk, a dual totem becomes a hex totem. While the hex totem stands, survivors who stun or blind you get blinded for 1.5 seconds. It's an interesting perk for sure. It's definitely a good perk because since both of you were now blind, they're like not running, so. Plus, I think the flashlight stun might happen like a second later or something, or like a second before, so then you might get out of it. So I don't know. It's nice because it like kind of allows you and that survivor to like sort of you can. Oh my fucking god! You can kind of engage with the survivor a little faster. In like a chase, so you can down hook them. Friends till the end. When you hook a survivor that is not the obsession becomes exposed for 20 seconds. And reveal that aura for a second. And technically hook the obsession. Another random survivor screams and reveal their position becomes the obsession. I like the wording of friends. I like the sound of friends till the end. It's like a good like perk for like finding people. And if you can find this obsession before it's over, they're exposed. So you can get like a little free hook there. Batteries included. What was it? 12 meters of a complete generator to a 5% haste. 3 bullets lingers for 1 free 5 seconds after leaving the generator range. This perk deactivates when all the generators are powered. It used to not do that. The feedback. It used to not do that. They did that after the PTB was over. They added that because they thought it was a little too powerful. That he just during the end game he like is just kind of faster now because all the gens are technically done. So that was their solution to it, and I think it's a fair solution. Killer updates the Trickster, who was absolutely broken in the PTB. Movement speed increased from 4.4 meters a second to 4.6 meters a second, which I think is good. Removed recoil for throwing knives. They did that, in case you're wondering, for console players. Console players of Trickster were complaining because the recoil made it hard to hit like a follow-up shot with a controller. And that also does buff PC Trickster even more, of course, because now PC Trickster doesn't have to worry about recoil either. But I think it's a good first year last year. A couple of blades on target, which is nice. Blade ready movement speed removed for blade ready movement speed removed per throw movement speed reduction, which is nice, makes them a little bit more better to deal with. Increased laceration meter from 6 to 8, which was very good because that allows survivors to have more of a chance, which is good. Although in the PTB didn't feel that extra chance at all, but hey, we'll see. We'll see how he's like now. Main event updates. Decrease the number of blades required to access main event from 30 to 8 blades. The fact that it was 30 before is way too ridiculous. Because you rarely ever saw it. And then in the PTB, it was all the way down to 6, which was even more busted because you just keep spamming it and winning. And as long as you had the iridescent add-on, you would never have to touch a locker. I still, my personal opinion on that is why I think it's, well, I understand why they want main event to show up more, and why I personally think 30 was way too high. I'm still a little upset that they only increased it by 2. Again, this is solely reading it, haven't tested it yet, of course, but based off of reading it, it doesn't sound all that much better. Like, yes, it takes 2 more blades, but I still feel like you're going to see main event a lot, and survivors potentially might not have much of a chance. My personal thinking was somewhere in between 10 and 20 because because it'd be a lot less than how it was at 30. You would still see it. You would still see main event a couple of times during the trial as long as you're a good trickster player, or could hit enough knives. And and in my opinion, I don't think main event would be super broken if you did that, because that's kind of the hard part about main event is it's kind of busted. So we'll see though. Decrease main event duration from 10 seconds to 5 seconds, which basically means that it lasts less time, which I still think was a good change because my god. Pressing the secondary power bomb within 0.3 second of activating main event does not cancel it. So basically you're stuck doing it. Add 0.5 second to the next main event for each combo score level reached. So basically, anytime you pop main event, every combo score like level you get adds 0.5 seconds to the next main event you do. Combo score levels, consecutive hits with front blades increase the combo. So E is base time plus 0.5 seconds, D is base time 1 second, C is base time of 1.5, B is base time plus 2, A is base time plus 2.5, S is base time plus 4 seconds. Don't entirely know what that means. I get that it's base time plus seconds, but because I don't know how like this combo score level works fully, that doesn't mean a whole lot to me, but that's just me. Uh, Trickster add-on updates. Memento Blades, which I believe is one of his iridescents, increases throw speed by 5%, which is a new functionality. Inferno Wireless increases duration of main event by 40%, was 25%. G Wound's autograph increases the time before a combo ends by 10%, which is a new functionality. The Kilo Moonrock increases duration of main event by 60%, was 50. Fist spin to increase the time before a combo ends by 15%, new functionality. Death Throws, still don't really know how to pronounce that. Compilation, reveal the order subscribers hit during main event for before 6 seconds, which is a new functionality. Iridescent photo card, for each consecutive blade hit, gain a stackable 1% haste as effective to a maximum of 7%, new functionality. This bonus is lost when missing a blade or when injuring a survivor by any means, new functionality. Killer update, the Nemesis. Now, this was not talked about during the PTB at all. So that will be interesting to see. There is a new animation for when survivors use vaccine themselves. I'm very interested in seeing that because the animation I'm used to is the old one, which of course is you kind of it kind of looks the same as like the self care animation where you just kind of are pulling something seemingly on you. So I'm very interested in um, what the new animation is. Oh, I can't wait to see it. Perk updates made for this. I remember I remember that perk seemingly got nerfed, but we'll see. This perk activates when you're just because like behavior. I think it did get nerfed down a bit. This perk activates while you are in the injured state after you finish healing under a survivor. Gain the endurance status effect for 6, 8, 10 seconds. While affected by deep wound, so you gain that endurance status effect. Killer hits you, and I have deep wound. You run 3% faster. Added deep wound condition for a haste effect. Yeah, that was the change. Was the because I think before you got the haste effect like during the 6, 8, 10 second thing, but now you only get the haste if you get deep one. Otherwise, you just have the endurance stats effect. So that's a nerf, but but it will be interesting to see that. Stranger Things perks. Now that the Stranger Things DLC is available once more, which I'm so happy about, because I never was able to get it on either of my versions. The following perks will no longer be in the Blood Weapon unless you own the DLC. Surge Demogorgon perk was Jolt. Mindbreaker Demogorgon perk was Fearmonger. Cruel Limits Demogorgon perk was Claustrophobia. God, those are cooler names than the originals, but the generic ones, but that's just my opinion. Babysitter, Steve Harrington perk was Guardian. Camaraderie, Steve Harrington perk was Kinship. Second Wind, Steve Harrington perk was Renewal. Better Together, Nancy Wheeler perk was Situational Awareness. Fixated, Nancy Wheeler perk was Self-Aware. Inner Strength, Nancy Wheeler perk was Inner Healing. That doesn't really mean a whole lot. Obviously, the names are just back to the originals, but still, pretty cool. Again, going to take time for me to um, get used to that. Map updates. The largest maps in the game, the Mother's Dwelling and the Temple of Purgation of the Red Forest realm, have been reduced in size, which is nice. I very much like the reduced size of them now. This will help both roles enjoy a play area that is consistent with the other maps while we were making adjustments to the Red Forest realm. We also did a pass on the gameplay of the titles of the tiles, sorry, and improved the navigation and the readability of the map, which I like a lot because it was kind of tricky to see some stuff. The Granite Joy also benefited from a gameplay pass. The house has been revisited to find a better combination of optical and reduce the strength of some of the windows. The pass on the tiles have also been done since the visibility was making it hard for players to enjoy better navigation in the map and bring the focus on the chase, loops, and all interactions. The killer shack was also very crowded around the walls, which I do remember. It made the collisions known through all realms hard to run consistently. We have cleared the area. That's good. PTB feedback for the house. In Garden Joy, we noticed that the position changes of the breakable walls made it more difficult to deal with the windows. We have removed the breakables. The structure of house is still problematic, as noted, and will be part of a future pass on the building. That'll be interesting to see. Haven Records will be more festive this year with added holiday decorations in a few places within the map. So I guess Haven Records is going to get um I don't know if that will be forever or just like for the winter stuff, but that'd be cool to see nonetheless. Features, graphics updates, added support for FSR 1.0 on all platforms. No clue what that means, so can't really comment on it, but hopefully that's a good thing. Player profile and customizable player cards. Players can now expect to find their level and grades on a new screen. Their player profile, which I'm still not fully used to. It was very nice before, just looking into the corner and seeing your stuff all immediately, but whatever. So select the badge in the top right of most menus to open it. The player profile is where players can customize their player cards. Players can now have a player card and can earn collectible banners and badges to customize it. New banners and badges come in a variety of rarities and appearances and can be earned from Tournament Archive rewards as well as events. Players will also be able to see their new customized player cards in a variety of menus, including the end of match tally screen, where they can show them off to other players. Bug fixes, archives. Fix an issue where the Wraith could earn progress towards the Tome 6 Ripple of Violence challenge when hitting a healthy survivor with the Blind Warrior White add-on. This unintended. God, it sounds awesome though that he could do that. Wraith is the boy. But whatever. Fix an issue where the green glyphs were not spawning after the challenge requirement was completed. Fix an issue where the palette break players was under the effect of the orange glyph. I skipped over one. Whoops. Fix an issue where the green glyphs were not spawning from the challenge requirement was completed. Fix an issue where a hook survivor player could earn progress on skill check relay challenges during the hook struggle phase. This was unintended. Fix an issue where visual elements of the core memory stray thoughts challenge were visible after the shard despawned. Fix an issue where the shards of the core memory stray thoughts challenge could spawn inside environment assets. Fix an issue where the high skill challenge can gain progress from hook struggle skill checks. Audio. Specific voice line subtitles should now match the audio more accurately. Fix various VO issues on the good guy. Fix an issue where the good guy could hear the illusionary footfalls. Fix an issue where some killers were lacking the SFX when snuffing a totem. Fix an issue where the wrong music was playing for Jake Park's Licky Stroll outfit. Fix an issue where the blast mine explosion was muffling the audio on the survivor who installed it at any range. Fix an issue where the perk Spider in the Shadow caused loud noises to be too loud. Fix an issue where memory shards were lingering after despawning. Bots. Bots are better at handling the undetectable stats of a killer. Bots no longer struggle to repair a generator on a specific tile on the game. Fixed multiple crashes that could occur when playing with bots. Bots in the tutorials have been slightly nerfed to improve the new player experience. Bots have figured out how to access a particular corridor of the Hawking National Laboratory. Bots have figured out how to access a particular corridor of the Raccoon State Police Station. Bots have figured out how to fall off a specific ledge on Lumpkin Lane. Killer approaches while being healed by a player. Bots are now more willing to run away. The one downside to this being a tradition to read all these is that they put so much flipping text in them that I'm just sitting there reading a mountain of text. And it's like I could be playing the game or doing anything else, but no, I'm stuck here reading a mountain of text. Characters. An animation of Michaela Reed pulling out a book in the menus has been fixed to correctly hide the book at the end. Fixing a cost animation for covering a survival worker to not play properly when playing as the nurse in the trial. Fixing the issue that caused the hook animation nurse to not play properly when hooking a survivor. Fixing the issue that caused the survivor's right arm to appears broken when performing the self unhook animation. Fixing the issue that caused the hillbilly to be able to see through a locker when starting the use of chainsaw. Fixing the issue that caused brake pallet animation to be out of sync when breaking a pallet as the killer while under the orange glyph. Status effect. Fixing the issue that caused Nicolas Cage to place failed skill check animation when using styptic syringe. Fixing the issue that caused the hack camera to move briefly. Fixing the issue that caused the trap in the pig to be missing their traps in the lobby. Fixing the issue that caused survivor Nicolas Cage is chanting clip through his collar during the pointing animation. Fixing the issue that caused survivor the nurse's weapon, the snapback, and the idle position of tech mistake. Should have worded that better. Fixing the issue caused the hack's arm to be invisible when having the sugared claws equipped during multiple actions. Fixing the issue that caused the camera to be misplaced during the mornings as Renata Lyra and equipped with his legendary outfit. Fixing the issue that caused the hag or the nurse camera to be able to clip inside of the locker until they move when searching an empty locker. Fixing the issue that caused the Blight's camera to be able to clip through lockers while using chain dash. Fixing the issue that caused the Trickster's camera to drop to low when landing. Fixing the issue that caused Survivor's right arm to appear broken when performing the self-unhook animation while holding certain items. Fixing the issue that caused the Trapper to be able to farm blood points and stack haste bonuses by spamming the said trap ability on Maurice's hooves. Fixing the issue that caused the Demogorgon's FOV not to increase while using the Shred ability. Fixing the issue that caused the Legion's add-on, Julie's mixtape, not to replenish the Pro Frenzy cooldown when pallet stuns. Fixing the issue that could cause a crash when the Deathslinger reeled at a Spirit Survivor. Environment/maps. Fixed issues related to the navigations of bots in the underground complex. Fixing the issue in the realm of Crotus Pren, where the pallet in the shack was clipping in the ground. Fixing the issue where Victor could not jump through a window of the Grim Pantry building. Fixing the issue in the suffocation pit, where the player could land on top of assets. Fixing the issue in the cold tower maps, where players could land on top of pallets. Fixing the issue with the collision of a car outside the Bad preschool. You could see the edge of the map and the vistas on the decimated Borgo. Fixing the issue that caused the scene where tail attack not to inflict damage on survivors in the shack and the Red Forest maps. Fixing the issue that caused the scene where tail attack to hit multiple invisible collisions in the underground complex map. Fixing the issue caused the mastermind to not be able to use his power around the sliding door in the underground complex map. Burks. It's an issue that sometimes causes successful skill checks from the worthless swordback. That's a good fix. Platforms. Fixing the issue was purchasing RxLs in the Microsoft Store version of the game. Fixed a crash that could occur on PS5 while in menus. UI. Buying a node on the Blood Web for an item that is part of the active preset right before the beginning of a match will wait to that item to be correctly consumed and show on the tally screen. Legendary Cosmetics Killers was a unique name, such as the Trapper's Naughty Bear. Will now have that name correctly displayed across all menus. Players can switch between archives, visual lore entries while at full screen, fix a missing one of the player's stats tab. Fixing issue with screen police occasionally morning preview while loading. Fix an issue where the spending pop-up above the blood points wallet doesn't appear when using bonus blood points. Fix an issue where texts are overlapping the loadout menu on Nintendo Switch. Fix an issue where tooltips do not scale with the UI scale option. Miscellaneous. Kill switched cosmetics can no longer be brought into a trial. Fix the crash that could occur when starting a match with an empty loadout. Fixed an item or issue that caused survivors to run in place when the killer disconnected from the trial. Public test build PTB adjustments. Killer, the good guy, killer power. Poet scamper 1.4 seconds was 1.2 seconds. Slice and dice dash duration 1.2 seconds was 1 second. Slice and dice miss speed adjusted to be more in line with other similar killers. Per expiring included adjust it to deactivate after all generators were completed. Add-ons. Good guy box decreases slice and dice blade hit blade wipe by 7% was 15%. Power drill. Heidi helmet cooldown reduced by 15% after hitting a survivor with slice and dice was 20%. Electric carving knife decreased slice and dice miss cooldown by 5% was 10%. Jump rope. Increased duration of slice and dice by 8% was 30%. Flaming hairspray reduced the amount of time consumed by M1 attacks and Heidi helmet by 20% was 12.5%. Portable TV. Slice and dice duration increased by 70% once the exit gates have been powered was 100%. Silk pillow. Tear radius is reduced by by 6 meters in normal mode, but slice and dice charge time is increased by 50% was 4 meters and 75%. Iridescent amulet. Heidi Hill mode duration increased by 50% and one attacks immediately and Heidi Hill mode was 100%. Yardstick. Performing a scamper reveal auras. Survivor Auras was in 12-meter distance for 5 seconds was 20 meters. Running shoes. Gain 2% movement speed at performing a scamper for 5 seconds was 4% in 3 seconds. Rat poison. While performing a slice and dice, the Auras of Surrounding in 12 meters you are revealed for 5 seconds was 8 meters. Killer updates the Trickster. Increase the main event blade requirements to 6. 8 was 6. Every time we wait 33 seconds with 0.25 add-ons. G1 to autograph. Increase the time before a combo ends by 10%. New effect. Fist spin soda. Increase the time before a combo ends by 15%. New effect. Waiting for your watch. Increases the duration main event by 0.4 seconds for each blade hit while it is active was 0.25%. Death Frost compilation. Failure aura survives hit during main event for 6 seconds. Effect. Survivor instead of the dying state. Bots will now think twice before doing a fall from a higher floor onto the killer's arms. Bots are now more likely to loop clockwise and anti-clockwise around certain loops rather than fixated to one direction. Bots are now more accepting of being killed, particularly when fully downed. While fully downed, bots are more likely to leave an unsafe loop after getting hit. Bots can now attempt to dodge dash actions. Bots can now vault a specific pallet on the Mother's Dwelling map. Bots can now fall out of a specific window on the Lambkin Lane map. Bots can now vault a specific pallet on the Raccoon City Police Department maps. Bots' looping behavior has improved, preventing them from turning around mid-loop in certain edge cases. Bots are once again self-unhooking, having been disrupted by the anti-camp measures. Bug fixes gameplay. Queuing as a serial killer for a regular game, then switching to a custom game no longer locks you to play the queuing as a regular game. Perks being available to Chucky without prestiging the former. I have prestiged the former, so and now I prestige the latter. So that means pretty much nothing to me right now. But that's definitely a good fix, because that's definitely unintentional. The good guy. The good guy's voice lines can overlap and cause the slice and dice yell to be silent. When destroying a pallet as the good guy, the animations are correctly centered in the direction of the pallet. The good guy's camera sensitivity is no longer affected when getting stunned during a slice and dice dash. Activating the hidey hum mode no longer results in an increase in server latency and potential rubber banding. The good guy can no longer hear illusionary footfall spawns around survivors. After vaulting a pallet or a vault, the good guy slice and dice vignette no longer remains visible. After vaulting a pallet or a vault, the good guy's chain scampers are now more resilient in high latency network conditions. Survivors no longer remain on the floor during the good guy's pickup animation. The good guy now correctly play voice lines when entering hidey hum mode. The good guy can no longer body block hook survivors from being unhooked. The good guy's pallet scamper and vault scamper are now the same duration. Breaking a pallet was the good guy's hard hat add-on. Correctly triggers chemical trap, flak, game of foot, and spirit fury perks. The good guy now correctly plays voice lets the survivor escapes the trial. Ability. No longer consumes 2 tokens on the play with your food at perk. The Trickster. Fixed initiate cost a haste bonus from the iridescent photocards add-on to not be lost when hitting a survivor's endurance. Fixed initiate cost a haste bonus from the iridescent photocards add-on to not be lost when grabbing a survivor. Why is there so much to read? Oh my god. Perks. Fix an issue that cost the perk. Oh my god. You really have to pop up now? Fix an issue that cost the perk resurgence to not to work after unhooking yourself. Fix an issue that cost the perk dying light to gain a stack when hooking the obsession while having the perk friends till the end to quit. Fix an issue that costs the status effects from the friends till the end perk when triggered by obsession transfer perks. Fix an issue that costs the perk hex to comply to not be dimmed when all items were destroyed. Fix an issue that cost the perk Hex to comply not to gain a charge when a survivor wriggled out from the killer's grasp. Fix an issue that costs various haste bonuses not to stack when applied to the lingering bonus. Haste to the perk batteries included. Platforms. Fix a crash that could occur on the Microsoft Store version of the game when moving around the menus. Fix a crash that could occur on the Switch after consecutive matches. Miscellaneous. Fix a crash that could occur on loading into certain maps. Fix a server crash that could occur when playing with boss. Fix an issue that causes the hacks add-ons that reveal survivors orders when a trap is triggered not to work. Okay guys, well we finally read all this. Sort of last thoughts. It was very good. All the stuff that they didn't mention during like the PTBs and whatnot were pretty good. It was all very solid. I'm very excited to see the new changes in action and play the match. But yeah, with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the video, ring the bell. Do all the autography garbage. It helps us out a lot and means a lot to us. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye. Bye.